Hey there, and welcome back to the Magic Hour, where we're going to be wrapping up everything that we kind of left since we beat Custom Night, which pretty much consists of the 10 tapes here, as well as, if I'm not mistaken, there's a collectible that I need to get. Well, there's two collectibles I need to get. I think they're both on night 6. We also have the character bios, and I think clicking on the characters has dialogue, I think, from what the developer told me. I don't know if it's the animatronics or the characters. First things first, I'm gonna try and find the missing items and see if I can get them really quickly. From what Mephisto told me, I'm missing something on night 3 in Arcade Hall B. I knew I was missing a portrait somewhere, I just couldn't remember which one. Let's see, Arcade Hall B,
right.
A portrait.
It was just a glitch. It was just a glitch. It was just a glitch. Oh,
Bingo,
God.
Found it. Alright, I got the last collectible. I was missing this bloody portrait.
Hey, donor, this place used to have hair.
I didn't know.
1990. I wonder what's been of these two men. Oscar Magwood and Reginald Levin.
Okay, I didn't even know I could click on these, to be honest. Okay, that's another thing I'm gonna have to cover. Great. There's so much to do. Okay, so first things first, we're gonna finish up the extras here. Pretty much is the character bios that we have left to tackle. We have Regan Schmidt, age 17, born July 2nd, 1997, portrayed by Bella Honori, the daughter of Michael Schmidt and Ashley J. Waters. Regan was born on July 2nd, 1997 in Ontario, Canada. At the age of 3, her mother was hired as a journalist for a well-known newspaper in Colorado, where they lived for the next 3 years until they moved to Wisconsin. Once in elementary school, Regan met Sabrina Kaufman, who became her best friend for all the years to come. Contrary to her mother, Regan has always been a very troublesome and destructive girl, much like her grandmother in her teens. Despite that, Regan is very supportive, sensitive, and friendly. She really enjoys being around people. Next we have Reginald. Look at this guy. Reginald Levin, age 51 at the time of death. Born January 15th, 1959. He died on his birthday. That is fitting. And of course he died January 15th, 2010. I wonder if... So that actually might help explain why he visited the restaurant on that day in particular. Justin Harris, of course, voice actor of Alex the Coyote in the first game. I also reacted to some of his VHS horror videos on Together Again. Son of Isaac and Edel Levin, a Jewish couple, Reginald was raised in a small town in Canada. Contrary to what you may think, Reginald didn't have a traumatic childhood at all. He was loved and taken care of by his parents, as the entity mentioned. He met Stuart Kingsley in middle school. They were both huge fans of robotics and technology, and they became best friends. They studied together at the same high school and university, and even got a job at Tomochi Incorporated, both assigned to work for Oscar Magwood, owner of Lakes Funland. He married Martha Murray in 1988, lost his job as Lakes Funland's head engineer in 1994, had his first child Sue in 1997, and was betrayed by his best friend that same year. Due to stress and depression, he found comfort in alcohol, hoping to find a solution in gambling after failing at every new job opportunity he found. With all their money lost, Reginald and his family had no choice but to break into an abandoned house in the middle of a hill to live there. Wait, what? He didn't even buy it. I thought he just... it was an abandoned house? Oh, wow. After making his family's life an earthly hell for over 10 years, Reginald had a taste of his own medicine the very day of his 51st birthday. He was left to bleed to death inside his worst enemy's only creation. Ah. So, that confirms that... I mean, assuming by worst enemy we're referring to Stuart Kingsley, that means that now we have an explanation for the suit. The Mr. Smile suit was a suit by Stuart Kingsley then. Huh. Still, the whole abandoned house was not expected. And I guess my sense of timing was a bit off because I assumed that there was a time where the family was happy when Marie was alive. But no, according to this, the family has been pretty much like, Sue was probably the only one that could have ever experienced any happiness, basically. The only child. Marie never would have experienced that, most likely. Especially if it's been over 10 years, Marie was only 7. Next we have Martha. Martha Evelyn Murray, or Martha Levin, of course after marriage. At the time of death, 46. May 11th, 1963 was when she was born, and she died October 2nd, 2009, portrayed by Malaya Errol. So, that makes, so a couple months after he killed his family, he showed up at Sunshine's on his birthday. The first birthday without his family, probably, you know, we know he was drunk. Probably a whole swath of emotions there. Martha Levin, born Martha Murray, was Reginald's wife for 21 years until her tragic demise. Unlike Reginald, she had a troubled childhood, losing her father at a young age and being an only child. It was just Martha and her mother facing the daily struggles of life. Despite her troubled youth and her troubled adulthood as Reginald's wife and mother of Sue and Marie, Martha would always have a smile on her face and a positive attitude towards life. She possesses Abby since the day she died. I mean, she seems to have, she definitely portrayed that, always trying to have a positive outlook on things, as we read through Marie's stories, right? She didn't want to hate Reginald, despite the hell he put her and her family through. She didn't want to hate him. Next we have Sue Levin, age 12 at the time of death, born July 18th, 1987, the same year as Stu's betrayal. Sue Levin was Reginald and Martha's first child, born 1997, before Reginald was fired from Tomochi Incorporated. Unlike her younger sister, Sue was more introverted and depressed, as she had to see her parents in crisis and her father's mental health deteriorate slowly at a very young age. So yeah, part of her serene personality still reflected in Alice, the animatronic body she inhabits. So yeah, she would have seen the downfall of her father's mental state in general and the overall happiness of the family. Then we have Marie Evelyn Levin, born May 6th, 2002. At the age of 7 is when she passed away. Marie Levin was Reginald and Martha's second child. By the time she was born, her home was already broken. Unlike Sue, Marie was always more innocent, playful, and curious. She seemed to inherit her mother's joyful attitude. She possesses Paulette. Then we have the Smiling Cherub, age unknown, an angel, first appearance in Together Again, which I remember when I first saw this, when I was playing the beta, I was like, what? That, I was trying to think, because I'm in the middle of also writing my script for the story breakdown, and I was like, why do I get the itch that I've seen something that said the Smiling Cherub was in the first game? And I actually theorized about how they're in the first game. I'm not going to spoil it now, I suppose, because, well, if you're interested in knowing that, keep a lookout for the story breakdown. But there is a part where she does show up in the game, though she doesn't appear the way you might think she does. Smiling Cherub is an angel whose purpose is to guide the lost souls back to the light. As seen in the first Together Again, she's also a shapeshifter and tends to use this in favor of gaining a soul's trust easily. Okay, now, see, now I'm glad. I was writing the script and I was like, I know I wasn't going to finish it because I had to make this video, right? I have to go through the tapes and the character bios. I was like, maybe that's going to help me with the video. And already this part, the part that I thought was a theory is not a theory. Okay, good. Okay, and then of course, our beloved entity finally has a name, or names, in terms of Red Hellsinger and the Handshaker, as someone that does deals. Of course, similar to the Cherub, age is unknown, presumed to be beginning of time, I guess, similar to Cherub, I suppose. Demonic nature, first appearance in Together Again, and portrayed by Hudson Harris. The Handshaker is the nickname given to this mysterious creature previously seen in Together Again, who goes by the name of Red Hellsinger when using his human body. So in this case, I guess you would say, like, in his monstrous form, the form that he, takes in the first game, right? The sprite that he has when talking to Magwood and everything. I guess you would refer to that as this Handshaker. I always just refer to them as the entity because I personally was never aware of actual name. There is like other media in terms of like, well, there's Game Joel posts and whatnot that probably alluded to a name. I was never good at keeping in touch with those, so that's why I never knew about the name. I've seen in the comments people mentioning these names. I already knew about the name, obviously, because again, I've seen the extras already from what's it called, beta testing. But again, it's like, because it's been a while since I've seen the extras, so like a bit of remembering here and there. But there you go. For millennia, the Handshaker would make deals with wrong-intentioned people and those in despair, in need of a quick solution for their problems. In all those years, only one person managed to survive after making a deal with him, but the truth is, every deal would lead to the victim's tragic fate. After the events of 1990 unleashed by Oscar Magwood, a superior entity commanded Handshaker to torment every single one of Oscar's associates and eventually quit his one-life purpose to become their punisher in the afterlife, which would help explain how he treats Reginald as well. You know, it's interesting when you look at it this way, because in a sense, right, the entity, it's gonna be so weird trying to transition the name now. Red Hellsinger, right, this entity obsessed with karma is now facing his own karma for his nature that he's practiced for millennia, right, making all these deals, and now he's finally facing the consequences of his very nature. So that's actually kind of interesting. And then, let's see here, Corpse Slave, I swear to God, Tyler, age 37, 1977. The fact that he has more text than the bloody entity and Cherub combined is hilarious. Sunshine's manager, the cheapskate, portrayed by Hudson Harris once again. Tyler is the older brother of one of the kids murdered by Rachel Waters in 1990. Oh. Okay. This specific event turned Tyler's world upside down, watching his parents decay emotionally. I wonder if that's possibly related to Hank and the murder of Magwood. Tyler's grief and his repressed feelings of anger and sadness forced him to isolate himself from the world for a long time. His personal relationships and academic performance were affected by this. Incapable of overcoming his brother's tragic death, so he's either a Calcott or a, damn, I forgot the other name. Or a Felwick, there we go. He's either a Felwick or a Calcott. Incapable of overcoming his brother's tragic death and the destruction of his family, Tyler became a drug addict and an offender, getting in prison multiple times. After serving 3 years in prison and getting clean, he went from state to state trying to start a new life with a new job. But unfortunately, every door was shut for him because of his criminal record. At least until he found Sunshine's, because they were so desperate. From having a casual job interview with Stuart Kingsley himself to confronting him about what happened to his family because of Oscar Magwood, Stuart agreed to give him a second chance in life and hired him. Second chances, huh? He's been Sunshine's manager for 7 years ever since 2007 then. So it's interesting that he confronted Stuart. One thing I did see that was kind of interesting is that the superior entity commanded Handshaker to torment every single one of Oscar's associates, so punishable by association. Right, Reginald obviously messed up. I think, though, the idea here is that, from what I think I read, there's a video between the Red Hellsinger and this superior entity, from what I understand. And the idea is that he's supposed to watch over all of Oscar's associates and see that if they ever cross the line, if they ever make one bad move, time to pretty much punish them for that, which is pretty much what happened to Reginald. But there you go, those are all the character bios. We learned quite a bit already, compared to, with regards to the entity, the Cherub, who has been in the game since the very first game, or has been in the series since the first game, Tyler being connected to one of the kids that Rachel killed in the first game. A lot. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to keep track of all this now. But now, let's see. Next, we have 2 more things to go through. I'm leaving the tapes for last. I'm gonna real quick go through all of these collectibles and see what we have to say about them, I suppose. So first, the Lori figurine.
I know this one. It's from that old cartoon show I used to watch with Sabrina. This is Joanne?
Joanne,
or was that
okay.
the other girl? Whatever, I'm keeping it.
Okay, so related to her childhood a little bit.
JJ? Who's JJ? It looks cute.
It's fine. You don't need to know who JJ is. Starry.
Whoa, this is cool. Whoever made this seems to be a very creative person. Not anyone can build things like these with a bunch of trash.
A robotics genius, perhaps.
Aw, cute robot dog. And he has a cute little soda cup hat.
And phones for years. Now we have her mom.
Look at this! It's Mom! She wasn't kidding when she said she's been wearing flannel since she was my age.
Oh, let's see what she has to say about this portrait. Like now, oh, I mean, even like you can see how they are in this portrait is like, good lord, like an abandoned house is. I still can't believe that was actually part of the lore there.
Who are these people?
Yeah, that part would make sense. She wouldn't really she probably wouldn't recognize Martha anymore. Then this one.
Hey, the owner of this place used to have hair. 1990. I wonder what's been of these two men. Oscar Magwood and Reginald Levin.
The owner of this place used to have hair, so Kingsley doesn't have hair anymore, I guess? Okay.
Who are these people?
She does the same thing for both of them.
Who are these people?
But like here, like yeah, a bit more anxious because obviously very sad here, but here is a bit more happy.
Who are these people?
Kind of a shift there, obviously. Cuddles.
Cuddles! Hey, my old buddy, where have you been all this time?
I don't know, I guess you stuffed him in Sunshines one day and just forgot. Nice bass guitar.
So cool! I always wanted to play the guitar. Or bass guitar. Or,
yeah, there you go.
Or whatever.
No, not whatever. Can't see that. Now, let's see what you have to say about Abby. I'm curious about this one. Huh. That's interesting. You have nothing to say about Abby. The fact that there's nothing to say about Abby is kind of ominous for me, but okay. Next we have Lil Granny.
Oh well. At least Mrs. Zawarski seems nice. Unlike that stupid dork from Sunshines.
Oh, I think... Okay, I remember...
I don't know why, but there is something oddly familiar about her. Like, I've seen her face somewhere else before.
You have?
No, I must be making things up. I must have seen someone similar before. That's it.
What? Mrs. Dworsky. Has that name ever been mentioned at all? Dworsky. And where else would she have seen? Huh. Okay, let's play this.
Hello? Hello? Hello, Reagan. This is your employer, Helen Zawarski from
Wait.
Disney.
Helen Zawarski. Wait, Helen. What the? Hold on, sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. That, for some reason, that took me off guard just because the first name. That was so unexpected. Okay. It's probably not that crazy. Helen is the same, Rachel's mom is named Helen, right? That's something that is mentioned, and Helen's passing is like one of Rachel's pivotal moments in the first game because it kind of marks the beginning of her troubled childhood, struggle with religion as part of it. It's just something that's kind of mentioned in the first game. What are the odds that her name is Helen? Okay.
Hello?
Small world. Sorry, I don't know that I freaked out way too quickly.
This is your employer, Helen Zawarski from Disney Donuts. Congratulations! We're very happy to have a new member of the family, and we appreciate your interest in starting your new and exciting career path with us. Make sure to come down here on Monday. You'll get your first training session and you'll receive your uniform as well. Make sure to read our rules and guidelines, and most importantly, don't doubt bringing your friends and family members to spend time with us. Our doors are always open for everyone. We wish you a great weekend, and we hope to see you soon, Reagan. Bye.
Lil Granny. I'm like, that's just, huh. Lil Granny. I mean, Helen would be our great grandmother in this case.
Oh well.
Oh,
At
Jesus.
least Mrs. Zawarski seems nice. Unlike that stupid dork from Sunshine.
I don't know. Okay. I don't know why for a second.
I don't know why, but there is something oddly familiar about her. Like, I've seen her face
I mean,
somewhere
doesn't
else
she
before.
look?
No, I must be making things up. I must
Wait
have
a
seen
minute.
someone similar before.
Hold on. That's not even the only thing. If I go to... Hold on a minute. Now I see why something seemed off about her outfit. Her outfit looks so familiar. If I'm not mistaken, that's the same outfit that Rachel wears in the first game. It's literally the same outfit. So now it makes me wonder, because like the same outfit is like obviously a reference. Helen, her own mother's name. I mean, what are the odds? What are the odds that this was Rachel? You know, like living a whole new identity. That would be crazy. And again, Granny in this case. I mean, like, come on. Oh my god. Okay, that was unexpected. I did not catch that the first time around. Okay, look, got a little mini figurine of yourself, Reagan.
Hell yeah! I got my own mini Reagan, and together we're gonna conquer the world!
You also have one for Sabrina. You have nothing to say about Sabrina either. Unexpected again. Next thing you know, it's like that wasn't intentional at all.
Oh yeah! Everyone's gonna envy me in my swag Abby t-shirt.
Oh, let's see what you have to say about this. Nothing. Okay, I was about to say, if you have something to say about the arm, but not the figurine or Abby, I'd be surprised.
Look at this style, huh? I'm taking over the hood, bitch.
I'm still surprised she doesn't say anything about Sabrina's figurine. Like, what? Not expected. Then we have a Cumonade poster. Nothing about the poster either. We also have this arcade machine. Which I think I've seen actually turn on before when I was doing testing. I don't remember if I did anything in particular.
Oh, look at this. The kid's a good artist.
Oh, there you go. It flickered just now. Also, wait, what were you referring to? Also, oh, look at them. They're like a little high five. Look at that. Okay, so you do okay, hold on. Wait, so what? What were you referencing?
This is cute. Odd though. Where's her hat?
Her hat? Wait, whose hat? What? Not sure what she was reacting to there, honestly.
Nice.
I mean, you get that arcade machine for beating 520 mode, right? I mean, that doesn't guarantee that, you know, anything happens, but it is kind of odd that it just is there.
Nice.
And you...
Nice.
There's like dialogue with it for some reason. Also, this missing person poster, I can't tell what it says. I can't help but feel, though... See, the problem is, because it's like confirmation bias. Because I thought of this being a missing person poster for Rachel, right? I can't help but now see, like, Rachel being possible there. Because you see, like, Rachel J, right? For Rachel J. Water. Because I think... Or, does she have J as a middle name? Actually, no, it's not J, but in fact, F. She has F as a middle name. Rachel F, and it looks like that's a W. So that could be her missing person poster, honestly. So with that said, that covers pretty much everything, I believe, that I didn't, you know, that I'm pretty sure that covers most of everything except for the tapes now. So with that said, we're going to start with our very first voicemail. May 8th, 1995. This is before even Lakes Funland. Well, actually, this is happening right after Lakes Funland. It's Reginald.
Oh, still?
All happy.
Hey, man,
This is after he got fired, I
just wanted
think.
to check up on you, man.
Because he got fired in 1994.
Things are definitely getting crazier. Do you remember the last time things were, you know, normal?
He would have gotten fired after the place
Our
blew up.
daily
That's why.
routines, doing our jobs. It's, I don't know, man. I just wanted to know about you. Make sure you're okay. I've received a few calls from the boys. Apparently, Kobayashi, Yamaguchi, and the rest of the board are now scheduled to be trialed. Suddenly, everyone is pointing at the company. They want to get as much information on the case as possible.
Wait a minute.
Magwood,
No. This is the day after Magwood died.
couldn't say much,
Or the day
you
he
know.
died.
It all happened so fast. Anyways, man, I think I'll do a few more calls to the rest of the boys. Call me back when you have time. Alright? Okay. Take care.
Okay, so yeah, I forgot. May 8th, I think that's the exact date that he died. So at that point, it seems like the truth came out about his involvement with the missing children. Now, there are two things that I came up with here. Either the Hellsinger, right, Red Hellsinger, either they're the ones responsible for revealing this to the world, in some way or other, or Rachel is the one responsible. Obviously, we know Rachel heard about the news, right? Because that's the cutscene that we got at the end of 520 mode. And then she kind of like, I mean, the thing, she said that she wanted him to face justice. So obviously that points to motive about actually revealing what happened. And then she starts laughing maniacally at the end. So that's a possibility. Now let's listen to our next tape. October 11th, 1996, so a full year later.
Oh, Stu? Hey, man, oh, you're not ready for this, man. Hey, man, I'm really sorry, first of all, about what happened to your car, but look, things like this happen, yeah, I'm sure you could always pay to get that buffed out, but hey, that doesn't matter. Look, I've got some crazy news for you. So, Randall called me this morning. He said the company finally found some way out of the Funland fiasco. It's been a long year of lawsuits and time spent in court, but it's now over. It's finally over, Stu. Jesus. You put all that messy stuff behind us and just... it's gone. That's not even the best part, Stu. They've got plans. Hear that? Big plans. I don't know if they want to bring back Lakes Funland from the death or what, but this is big news for the two of us. They need a new project leader, and that could be any one of us. Anyone. Oh, wait, but that's not everything. Oh man, you're not ready for this. You ready? Oh, who am I kidding? Okay. Alright, so, lately, Martha complained a lot about nausea, cramps, congestion. They're a real mess when their hormones go crazy, right? Well, so I took her to the doctor, and it turns out it's going to be three of us now. I know, man, this is insane. I'm a dad now. Oh boy, I have plans too. I have lots of plans. Oh, it's gonna be amazing. I can't wait until... Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. I just... I'm sorry. This is just so exciting for me, Anyways, I thought I'd just keep you updated. Call me back soon, okay? Bye!
Quite the stark contrast, huh? So happy about starting a new family. And then, of course, 14 years later, he's the one that destroys it. Someone commented on the last video about how one of the cool, well, cool is not really the right word for it, but one of the something like one of the ways about how Reginald's character is written that was done really well is portraying the fact that Reginald did not come up from a broken home or a messed up family situation. He had a good family. Obviously, Hellsinger said this as much, but even here you can hear is like everything was on the up and up until Stuart betrays Reginald, and then a series of bad choices leading to uh, a living hell for his family. And the fact that it portrays that it's not just about what your upbringing is, but it's also like in this case it's not like, oh, he had a bad upbringing. No, it's like in this case like the blame falls solely on him despite what happened, right? As the Hellsinger mentioned, instead of making, the better choices for the sake of their family, they pretty much just retreated within themselves, retreated and relied on alcohol, gambling, and started being abusive to his family. Now, admittedly, when I first heard that second tape, I thought for a second, like a theory, like what if Stuart was in a similar position to Oscar and got offered a deal by the Red Hellsinger to kind of like make this little issue go away with the car accident and whatnot, assuming that, maybe he accidentally hit someone, right, with his car. However, that doesn't seem to be possible because according to a video by Mephisto, that kind of like showcasing the dialogue between the Red Hellsinger and the superior entity that kind of like commanded him to no longer make deals and whatnot. Obviously, that kind of happens, I assume that happens around the time that Oscar gets punished or, killed, or if not before. So, obviously, that doesn't make sense then, because by this point in time, then, the entity, or the Red Hellsinger, would not be offering deals anymore, right? Look at Reginald. Reginald never got a deal from the Red Hellsinger. If the Red Hellsinger was still in the business of making these deals, surely he would have offered Reginald one, maybe at some point, like when he lost his job. Or was on the verge of losing his job anyway. So, that would have been an interesting idea, but I don't think that's possible given the fact that the Red Hellsinger is no longer in that business. But now, the third voicemail is about 5-6 months later.
Stuart! Hey man, how's it going? I was hoping to meet you in the office, but anyways, I just wanted to let you know, if you haven't heard, of course, so it's not any new news that the board is looking for a fresh man to take the lead now that Magwood is gone, but the amazing thing is, you ready? They gave me the offer, man. They came into contact with me and they basically said, hey, we like you, we really like you, we think you're one of the best people for this job, and they're willing to hear some of my ideas for a new restaurant, Stuart. I've got quite a few to share. I'll have to talk about it sometime with you later. Maybe you can give me some feedback. I just got to get my head together first. This is a lot to take in at once. I'm so excited, man. I'm just so glad that, things are finally looking up for me, Anyways, I'll talk to you later. Catch you on the flip side, Stu.
So I'm guessing this is what the betrayal was related to. Reginald was in line for a very good position he desperately needs to help support his growing family. But it looks like Stu did something. Let's see, about a week later.
Stu, how's everything going, man? I hope you're doing just fine. Clara told me you had an appointment with the doctor, so,
Okay.
Oh, well, that's fine. We can talk about that later. Anyways, you ready? Oh, man, I've been having so many ideas.
Okay. Yep.
And I can't keep them all to myself anymore. I have to tell
So
someone.
Stuart probably heard of these ideas and
I've
claimed
been
that his own.
running down a lot of these things and doing my shitty drawings on toilet paper. Turns out this is a lot bigger than I expected. A lot bigger. Turns out after this whole mess in Magwood caused, Canada won't see Lake and his friends under the same light ever again.
Nope.
A shame, indeed. But, Kobayashi says that we might have to migrate to different lands. Probably somewhere in the States. They're talking about Oregon, Phoenix, St. Louis maybe, and, they like the idea of moving to Wisconsin. Well, that just means we also have to pack up our stuff, huh? Alright, man, so here's what I have in mind. Picture this. Lake is definitely out of the picture. Definitely. They don't want him anymore, and honestly, I can't blame them. Also, the animal characters, John Kuhn, Alex, those guys, they were neat for a while, but I feel as if people are moving past the whole animatronic thing.
Which would explain
we're sticking to just humans.
Mr. Smiles being in the basement a bit more.
Do you remember that one pig-tailed character? The
Alice?
one with the
Oh, no,
orange hair
Abby.
that never made it into the cast? I honestly thought it had a lot of potential. I could see her taking the spotlight. What was her name again? Abby. Yes, Abby. That was her name. She will now be the big face of the company now, alright? I can see it now. Everyone is going to love her, I'm sure. Then, I thought it would be nice to, bring back Alice. I don't know, man. I always liked that one a lot. It wouldn't be bad giving her a second chance, I don't think. But I might have to talk about that with the other guys. And so, part of what made Alice special was that whole brother-sister dynamic she had with Lake. But, since we can't have him back on stage, I came up with, get this, twins. Yeah, twin characters. It's perfect. They share the same design, more or less, but otherwise they're two completely different characters. I'll have to give them some sort of matching names of some sorts. Vera and Veronica. Tootsie and Trixie, Valeria and Vanessa, I don't know which ones. I'm sure I'll settle on something. But, Martha suggested that they could be named Pauline and Paulette.
Oh.
I actually like that idea, not gonna lie. I had a cousin named Paulette.
Huh.
Anyways, that's the roster. That's the people I have so far.
So, yeah, Stuart just stole the ideas.
And look, man, I appreciate you wanting to help out with this whole idea and everything, but I just read what you mailed me, and trust me, I did. But a gray smiling cat.
Bingo, there you go.
I don't know, man. I don't think that's really going to work with my vision. That's it's a bit conflicting. I mean, first of all, animals, humans. I already talked about that whole thing.
I mean,
but
hey,
also,
that addresses everyone's
Mr.
comments.
Smiles. A little bit obnoxious, don't you think? I mean, come on. You could be at least a little bit creative when it comes to naming things. I mean, hey, look. Not every idea is going to be a great one.
I can already see
So,
where Stuart went with this.
why don't you just leave the big thinking to me, pal, okay?
Oh.
Hey, I mean, I guess that's why they chose me to run this project, huh?
Oh, and he had to say all that.
But anyways, if you could give me any feedback on any of this stuff, I'd appreciate your help, man. But then again, I'm not sure if
my God.
you're the right person I should be asking feedback for. I mean, let's face it, some of your ideas could need a little bit of work. Oh, gotta go, man. I got a meeting to get to. I'll message you later, alright? Take care.
Well, there you go. Now you have your answer as to why that bloody cat was so out of place. Because it was never part of Reginald's vision. They all had, they all complement each other for a reason. Reginald designed it that way, but the bloody cat was never supposed to be part of the equation. Oh, boy. And so what do we have? Reginald came up with all the ideas, told Stuart about all his ideas before he got the position. Obviously, in the midst of that voicemail, he pretty much ridiculed Stewart's ideas, saying like, "Yeah, Smiling Cat, I don't think that's gonna work, man. And also, you're not good at naming shit, and you can't think big ideas. Let me do that. Give me any feedback." But now I think about it, you can't give any feedback because you can't come up with good things. Like Reginald's. He already spoke way too much on that. Like, did you have to say any of that? I thought this was supposed to be like one of his closest friends. Like, why would you? Like, I mean, I get banter every now and then, but they're clearly talking about work stuff. You don't really banter like that, especially to that extent. It's like it was one thing after another, like a gray smiling can and the name, and that just you get what I mean. And now we have another 5 months later.
Stewart.
Oh, already changing demeanor.
Well, they called me. I assumed that they wanted to discuss more about the project, but they weren't very happy to see me.
Really?
They seemed upset. One of them just came right up to me and said, "You're out." When I asked for an explanation, all I got was, "You know what you did." What? What did I do? And it didn't get better. They say I'm into narcotics. I don't know, nor do I have any idea where they got that from, but they're wrong. Apparently, someone told them I was trading product in the streets or something like that. And then they take out these nonsense pictures out of nowhere and show them to me. And Stuart, you should have seen them. I mean, it looked kind of like me, but that wasn't me. I told them, "Do you think this looks like me?" And I kept arguing, and I kept trying to defend myself, but they wouldn't let me. I just bought this house. I left my hometown. I just had a child, man. And then they cast me out. Like this. No warning. I don't know what to do anymore. I've tried calling them, but they don't want to hear from me. I've tried explaining to anyone just about what's going on, but I got nothing. I want to know that somebody's still on my side, Stuart. We've been friends for years. I just want to know that you got my back in this. That you're willing to hear me out and not fall for these rumors. I just want to hear from you, man. I miss you. I'll call you later.
Well, I guess you know what he did. He went a step above and beyond. Not only did he pretty much flat out stole Reginald's ideas, but he also, what's that term? I'm missing the term for it, but he pretty much ruined his reputation. Made up lies about Reginald. I'm surprised that they didn't just, well, I mean, I don't even know if Reginald had any legal recourse for that kind of firing, but honestly, yeah, Reginald got screwed. Big time. Big time. And right in the midst of having a family, starting a family and everything just fell apart. Okay, so this is going to be a really weird part of the video. Chances are you probably noticed that this video went up at 2 o'clock today and it disappeared. And that's because as I was writing my script for the story breakdown, I was going through the tapes. And I don't know how I missed this when I was editing, but I skipped the tape. I went from tape 5 to tape 7. I clicked on tape 6. I guess while I was recording, I thought that that was the tape I just listened to. And then it went on to tape 7. Okay, so tape 5 was when Reginald was just ousted from the company. And now tape 6. I'm not going to mention what happened in tape 7 because you haven't seen me talk about tape 7 yet. It's weird, but here we go.
Well. Stuart. My old friend. How are you, man? Huh? Tell me. Why haven't you answered my calls? Huh? Oh, you must be very busy, right?
This is after he gets nominated for like the Man of the Moment newspaper.
I forgot that you were the man of the moment.
Man of the Hour.
I heard everyone's been talking about you in there. Isn't that right? And, oh, what a coincidence. I went to the liquor store the other day and guess what? I saw you there. Wow. What a great friend, huh? You come down to Wisconsin just to surprise me with a little visit. Isn't that right? Well, it's nice to see you too, friend. Oh, I see what this is all about. You got the car of the year, huh? Good. I've been trying to find a job as of late. No luck. But you seem to be doing well. I heard the news from a close associate of ours. Well, congratulations for getting the job, Stuart. Must have been real hard for you to get there.
Because you didn't have any good ideas, right?
You know what I just realized, Stu? In those pictures, you know, the ones where I'm supposedly buying drugs from a dirty junkie who had a nose as ugly as yours. Do you remember that? Do you remember when I told you about that? Well, it turns out that happened in Amelia's bar. Oh, you remember that place? Well, you must remember that place because you were the only person I ever talked with about that place. And now I went there every weekend. And you were the only one who went there with me for a drink. No one else.
So that's how you set him up.
The rest of those jerks that get their asses drunk at the cheapest fucking places in Montreal. Oh, but not us. We were different. We were better. How much did it cost you to get someone to pretend to be me?
There you go.
Did
Yep.
you even explain to him what you were using him for? Huh? What is your fucking problem? You were my friend. You were supposed to back me up, not sabotage me, you piece of shit. After all the times I saved your filthy ass. I have a daughter. I have a wife. I have a fucking family to feed. And you know that. And you have the fucking nerve to betray me. Just so you can be the man of the hour. Do you know what you've done? You were nothing but a lonely, pathetic, egotistical dickhead with no vision, no responsibilities, not a care in the world. How could you? I trusted you. I took you out of trouble countless times. And this is how you pay me back? This is what I I get in return? Oh, fucking well. Whatever happens tomorrow, the people will know. Sooner or later. Just keep in mind, you didn't just fuck me up. You fucked up my entire family. You disgraceful asshole.
It was still kind of you that did that. But yeah, so that's how he learns about about what happened, about how Stewart kind of engineered everything so that he can take the position. So now you're gonna see the rest of the tapes as I originally recorded, but I'm not gonna know about this tape while doing all those because I thought I already heard it, and I'm probably gonna like speculate a little bit about how Reginald found out, but just so you know, that's how he found out. Now let's see. 4 years later. Oh, yep, there you go.
Oh, hello there. This is the man of the future. My old friend. My old best friend, right? I bet you weren't expecting my call.
He sounds drunk. That's probably why he's calling.
You never do. You dumb shit. I'm in the middle of town right now, and I spent the last 50 cents I had in my pocket just to tell you to go fuck yourself! Hey, guess what? Guess what? Last week, you're not gonna believe this. Last week, that wretchful woman I have for a wife gave birth to another meat sack I'll have to feed.
It takes two for that to happen, you know?
How's that, huh?
Just saying.
The other one wouldn't do anything but cry. Oh, Daddy, I'm hungry. Oh, Daddy, give us food. Daddy, when can I shower? You fucking cunt. Well, I just wanted to know, how's fame for you? I recently got a new pickup van. Not that new. Shit's all rusty. Well, call me back when you have the time, okay?
That's definitely not happening.
Oh, wait. I don't have a phone at home. If I can even call that fucking dumpster a home to begin with. Yours truly. The man you ruined, you sack of shit.
Jesus. So I'm guessing he eventually realized that Stewart betrayed him. Either because Stewart I'm guessing the most likely reason why he knew that is because he pieced it together is when he sees Stewart using the ideas that Reginald came up with for Sunshines. I'm guessing that's what kind of clued him in. And now another 4 years later.
Hello? Kingsley? Why don't you ever pick up the phone, huh? Why?
Surprised this guy didn't get his phone
All I
changed.
want to do is talk with my best friend in the whole world. I'm a big fucking coward I had as my best friend. I saw on the news on my shitty TV.
The story that Marie shared?
I have a TV now. We can only watch 2 channels and it stops working every now and then, but hell, I can't complain. What? Screw off, I'm on the phone. Where was I? Where was I? Oh, great. Thank you. I forgot what I was going to say.
Yeah, I think the drink kind of...
You happy now?
helped in that.
Fucking head. Oh, yeah. TV. I was watching the news the other day, and I heard you got new models for your restaurant. Let me tell you, those things are the ugliest fucking things I've ever seen. I've never seen designs as mediocre as those.
Subtitles are getting a bit ahead of
I
itself.
mean, you gave them fucking tits, Stuart. What's wrong? Couldn't get any bitches now that you're a big fucking hotshot? You just had to build yourself your own robot harem?
Jeez.
Just to get yourself off?
I think I mean...
Whoever you hired to make those things, fuck. They're disgusting. Oh, you should have let me take the job. I would have known exactly what to do in your place. Because you surely don't know how to do a damn thing. In fact, What? What? I'm busy. Oh, you're hungry, are you?
Oh, God.
No way! Well, guess what? Everyone is hungry! Your stupid mother and stupid sister can't help but cry about that all day. And guess what? I'm broke. Okay? So shut up! And tell your stomach to shut up too! Oh, you're gonna cry now? Go fuck off and tell your mother the same thing. Leave me alone. For 5 fucking minutes. Can you believe this, Kingsley? The shit I have to deal with every fucking day because of you. For fuck's sakes. All they do is complain and complain. They never help me. All they do is cry and make me feel like I'm the bad guy. For fuck's sake. Well, anyways, I've seen what you and the others have done with my ideas, and I am very disappointed, Stuart. You are a shame. Not only did you ruin me and my family, you also ruined my fucking ideas. Man, come on. I bet if I suggested you go get a gun and blow your head off, you wouldn't be able to do that right. Anyways, I have to leave now because this angsty child can't stop breaking my balls. Good night, Kingsley. Go fuck yourself.
Well, yeah, I don't even know what to say. I don't even want. Let's just keep going. It just gets worse and worse. At this point, it's almost a year before their deaths now. Wait, no, it literally is. Wait, no, this is literally the day they died.
Old man Reggie.
Oh, come on.
Today's probably the
Yep,
best
he did it.
day
Oh.
of my life after 12 years. I went down reception up here is terrible, but hey, I got a free phone after all. Yeah, I gained a phone and lost 3 nuisances.
Subtitles broke. I got that. There we go, never mind.
I can hear my own thoughts again. It feels so good to return to a silent home without having your wife be a spoiled bitch like every day. I feel peace.
Wow. He actually fucking called after that. All that just to gloat that he has peace. What a scumbag. And now, the final voicemail, the date of his death.
Hello, Stu.
Let's see what he says.
Forget whose birthday it is today. I found some goodies within my home's garbage today. Old memories. Don't you miss when we used to hang out and cause some good old destruction?
I'm guessing this might be how he got to...
Sabotaging our competition.
How he got to Sunshines.
Well, I do. And tonight I'm going to gift myself with some of that precious destruction. I'm parked right outside a place that might be very familiar to you. Sunshines. Oh, buddy. This might be my birthday, but I believe this will be a nice surprise for you. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday, dear Reggie. Come on, Stu, sing along. Sing along, you piece of shit. Happy birthday to me.
And there you have it. Oh, wow. Can I just say, great job to Hudson Harris for that. That was really, really, really well done. Honestly. He pulled off that character so well. Not just when he was talking in that last cutscene, right? But all just like what I love about the tapes, like you literally see the transformation. You know, it makes me think a bit of Dormitibus Remastered and how Garby Wright slowly shifts. In this case, though, obviously it's more about like you can literally hear how, you know, he's so like he's much more upbeat until the moment of betrayal when you notice every phone call he makes now, he's drunk. He's drunk off his ass. And you can hear, even as the years go by, he gets worse and worse and worse. And just those last 2 tapes, that last tape, just... what an amazing portrayal, honestly, of such a heinous character, you know, so, well done. Obviously, the same goes for, I forgot he's Corpse Slave as well. Same goes, you know, for Red Housinger. In general, great job to all of the voice actors. In general, I just point out Reginald because it's, you know, one of the pivotal characters. And Reginald pretty much has the most voice lines. Just overall, great job to everyone that's part of this game. This has been incredible. Of course, we've officially reached the end. That is the end of the extras, the collectibles. Right, nothing happens even after I did all that, right? Yeah. That's officially the end of the Magic Hour in its entirety, as far as I'm aware. When it comes to endings, we got it all. We even found some secrets, we got through the collectibles, extras, all that jazz. Overall, what an amazing experience, and what a fantastic way to end the duology of Together Again. Of course, I haven't given my thoughts on the game yet, given, you know, there was so much to cover, and I really wanted to do that at the end of, you know, this playthrough, really, even though this was a lot more extras and story-focused stuff, right? But I really want to save that for the very last video, just because, again, this is a conclusive finale, right? This is the end. There will be no more sequels or anything. This is the conclusive end to the story, and it has been a ride. Great job to everyone that was a part of the game, of course. Now, my thoughts on the game. Narrative-wise, I kind of gave my thoughts when I made a review on the beta at the time, and Mephisto posted it. I'll probably show that here. That pretty much encapsulates my thoughts on the narrative, and so much more. Because, especially because now I'm kind of piecing things together from the previous game, but honestly, what a great way to, I guess, just end this duology. Obviously, this game, as a narrative, honestly works on its own without Together Again. It's just that with Together Again, obviously, it just fits a lot more to some extent with the entity, and also just like the little tidbits with our own character, and, you know, like the connections between this game and the first game. But like overall, from a narrative standpoint, what an incredible game, story-wise. Obviously, I'll get to gameplay in a bit. I just like, honestly, the more I think about it, I think this is probably one of my favorite fan game stories that I've had the pleasure of experiencing, honestly. Overall, as a duology, from Together Again to the Magic Hour, just absolutely incredible. The idea of unfolding this family, the 11 family's tragedy, with Marie narrating it basically through their illustrations, is such a, it's just a dark way of doing so, because it's like, I mean, because it is exactly what I say it is, right? Like, you literally see this, like, this family going through such an abusive phase, which has happened for over the course of a decade, and you're seeing it being illustrated by this child who, despite the fact that, you know, they're in this abusive situation, they're still, you can see Marie, like, try and see the positives out of everything, right? Their innocence just kind of like shines through as they tell such a sad story. And the use of the music when you hear, like, when you're reading through, and then the way it shifts when you see what happens is, it was powerful for me, honestly. This was, I've experienced quite a lot of stories, not just like from a fan game perspective, but I experienced quite a lot of just like sad stories in games. I would say, like, you know, just like random out there, the game that probably hit me the most from a story perspective, emotionally, was Heavy Rain. Probably one of the most depressing games I've ever played in my life. And I'm not gonna lie, this game is close to that for me. Obviously, like, in terms of scale, it's not obviously comparable, for, you know what I mean, but I don't think that's even, what's the term, my mind's a bit of a gap right now. That's not even really... I guess that's irrelevant, right, in terms of scale. It's just like, from a story perspective, like, it's just... The way it evokes emotions is... I did not expect it. Even now, as I was listening to those tapes, I was actually getting, like, infuriated a little bit. Just hearing Reginald, like, talk the way he did about his family. And just, like, see how he had something so important and just discarded it to the wayside. Again, the narrative storytelling here, again, overall, just... It was incredible. And it's gonna be a duology that I remember for a long time. This duology is also very special to me because it's Together Again was the game that got me into the habit, into the tradition, I guess, of making story breakdowns, right? I had done one before with The Return of Bloody Knights, and that video did really well, right? But I never did it again after that. I don't know why I didn't make any more story breakdowns after that, but nothing... I guess I just wasn't feeling inspired to make another one after The Return of Bloody Knights. And then Together Again came out. I played through the game and it was like, I knew it was like, this is a game I want to make a story breakdown and I want to make another one of these videos. And even then, I didn't even know if I was gonna make that a tradition or not, but the amount of success that video had, and for being a video that I don't do super often, right? Because it takes, it's a lot more higher effort than what I normally do from an editing standpoint to some extent. Mainly, like, a lot of the work comes from, like, the script writing for me, because there's no way I can pull off those kinds of videos the way I make these videos, just, like, off the cuff, right? It's just not happening. Like, that, for me, like, Together Again kind of kickstarted it all off again. So I'm gonna always be grateful for being able to play that game and experiencing such a dark story in Together Again, and now it's like I'm reliving that experience here. On top of that, getting the opportunity to beta test the game and play it early, what a great honor overall, and I'm always gonna be thankful for having that opportunity, and thanking you guys for allowing me to have the reach that even presented this opportunity, right? It's just, again, it's surreal. Even now, as I'm seeing the attention that the videos on the Magic Hour has been getting for me, and the comments and everything, people talking about the game and whatnot, I don't know, it's a surreal feeling that, I don't know, it's weird. I don't know how to explain it. Safe to say, this is going to be a game that sticks with me. And I've seen, throughout the time that the Magic Hour was being developed, I've seen people, like, comment about how, they wish that this wasn't the end. And I won't lie, there is a small part of me that wishes this wasn't the end, obviously speaking, right? There's always bittersweet ending to these things, but one way or another, a story has to come to a conclusion somehow. And I think this story honestly concludes everything very well, right? You're not really left, like, obviously, yeah, technically there could always be another restaurant, another tragedy, yeah, I mean, but my point being is that I am very much content and satisfied that this is how we can end the duology. So, enough of the heavy speaking. Honestly, I don't know why. That was difficult for me to get that part done. Talking about the story and just my experience with the game. Gameplay wise, that's not something I mentioned in my review. When I was asked to, like, leave a review on the beta so far, I didn't want to talk about the gameplay because I knew that the gameplay was very subject to change, get adjusted and whatnot. And admittedly, at the time that I made the review, I thought the gameplay was too easy. There was a time during the beta phase where the game was much easier than it is now, and I'm glad that it's changed for the better, obviously, with the feedback and everything. Obviously, patches have been released to fix some exploits, fix some issues. But because I knew that the gameplay was something that was always going to be subject to change and update and whatnot as we're doing the beta test, I didn't want to give my thoughts on that because it might not reflect, at the time I was like, it might not even reflect how the full game ends up being. So I wanted to focus on something that was not going to change like in an instant, the narrative. So with that said, my gameplay thoughts, I'm like going all over the place, right? Overall, it has made for quite a... At first, when I went through the game, I was like... Again, I made the game look probably easy when I was playing through the main nights, which is because I, again, beta tested the game, so obviously I'm very familiar with the mechanics. But overall, it has quite the balance to it from going on like, you're always on camera one way or another. Obviously with Abby, you're always kind of just like waiting for them to show up in the office, or I guess you're not waiting for them, but you always have to be prepared for when they show up in the office. Their mechanic is not too crazy, honestly. Like, you just have to get the timing right. It gets a bit more aggressive towards night 5, night 6, custom night. That's where you have to kind of get the timing down, and especially with the addition of the oxygen mechanic, which wasn't a mechanic when I left that review, I think. That mechanic has also changed things quite a lot. Then you have Alice with the equalizing of the amplifier, like trying to match everything up. Alice is kind of like the puppet kind of mechanic where, you know, it's a character that you have to constantly like check in every now and then. Only with Alice is a bit more complicated because you have to manage all these little bars and whatnot, which again was also, at the time of beta testing, it was not as complicated because before you would only have to change the bar like one by one, or like sometimes you just have to drop it down by one, move it up by one, but now it's a lot more varied, and that was something that I really liked that changed with Alice's gameplay, making it a lot more like randomized and complex, so that it's not just like, because I found myself during the beta test, like, you know, with Alice, it's like I would just like check Alice, move one, like press one button, done, and then move on to other characters, and I thought like, you know, that was like, you know, way too easy. And now with Alice, obviously you have to manage them a lot more carefully, especially because of how sporadic they can get during the later nights. As for Polly and Paulette, their mechanic for me at first was a bit odd, but I slowly got used to it. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I've been playing their mechanic completely right the whole time, because at least from what I understand, you should be able to see them on camera. Like Pauline hiding on one of the cameras, right? I think that's how. I don't know. I honestly should have asked this probably when I was doing the beta test, but I never did because, like, the way I understood the mechanic was that you just like Pauline bot has to go throughout the cameras and find Pauline, right? I'm assuming that's, you know, that's how it's supposed to be, but Pauline isn't visible on the cameras, right? Except for that one arcade hall. Because if Pauline is visible in every camera, then I've never seen them. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I've seen Pauline on any camera except for that one arcade hall. Everything else, I'm literally just taking them through the cameras. Whether that's intentional or not, I'm gonna be honest, I have no clue, and I frankly should have asked, but I never did. Either way, the way that I ended up playing it was, you know, trying to, like, I guess, try and just randomly figure out what room they were in. They ended up being quite a stressful mechanic by far, especially on top of the oxygen mechanic and them draining it if you take too long. And then finally Mr. Smiles, the bane of my existence with those QTEs, especially because he was made more aggressive for the full release. But overall, from a gameplay standpoint, I really liked it, and it was a unique experience seeing the game go from how it was during the beta test, a lot easier, and then like finding ways to up the difficulty without overhauling crazy things, you know. So props to the developers, props to Steel specifically, who was very active in the beta test server, like, you know, getting feedback and whatnot. Maybe it's because maybe I'm just acting like this because the time has come to say goodbye to the magic hour, at least until my story breakdown. I don't know when that's going out. I'm not gonna lie, I am probably, by the time you're seeing this, I'm probably rushing through the script right now. Or I guess not rushing it, I mean, I already have like, what, 3,500 words of that script done. and the parts that I really need to add in are the tapes, the character bio stuff, and how that pertains to like the Red Hellsinger and all that, and kind of like a general overview of the duology. That's at least what I think going, you know, off the cuff, but I guess we'll see how the script turns out when the video is done, because then I have to record it. Depending on how long that recording ends up being, then it's gonna be a bunch of, you know, putting the video clips and all that. So fingers crossed, you know, I managed to get all these parts out consecutively. I don't know if that's gonna happen for the story breakdown, but fingers crossed. And so with that said, I hope you did enjoy a long video covering the lore stuff, but at least from experience, I know people tend to like it when I do these kinds of videos, like doing these kind of deep dives with extras and whatnot. So I hope you did enjoy. If you did, leave a like, a comment, let me know what you enjoyed from the video and what you want to see from me. If I could roll the credits and here, I would. I'm gonna just show the credits from the game page. Great job once again to everyone that's a part of the duology. It has been a pleasure. A bittersweet yet favorable way to end this game series. I look forward to seeing you guys again for the story breakdown. Keep an eye out for that. Of course, the game description below as always. And with that said, I'll see you in another video. Feel free to watch any of the videos on screen here. And take care.